Greetings to everyone. You're welcome to our space. You're welcome to our community. This is Polingonga, and today's topic of discussion is focus and obedience. Do they have a relationship? Do they have something that brings them together? Do they make sense? Yesterday we spoke about obedience. What was obedience? What are the three areas to consider with obedience? The first we'll talk about reasoning. If you are certain to do something, do you reason? Do you apply knowledge to it? Second, we spoke about identity and brand. When you're trying to obey something, when you're trying to respect something, do you understand its identity? Do you know its brand? Then we spoke about being a follower or a leader. When you're obedient to someone or to something, do they make you to be a leader? Do they make you to train people? Do they make you to give you more leadership skills? Or when you obey, do you want to be a follower? Just to obey them with their laws. You don't know right to go against them. You just admire their ways and feel comfortable with it. So today's topic is about focus and obedience. Firstly, let's understand that focus is before obedience. Focus is before obedience. Why did I say focus before obedience? Before trying something new, before trying to obey something, there is that moment, that period where you have to sit, think, analyze, and try to build something new. So that's something about focus. So with this our discussion today, I want you to think, I want you to analyze if there's a relationship between focus and obedience. What is focus? Focus is about a direct mental effort on something, on an information, to an environment. Focus is all about a direct mental effort. It's not divided, it's direct. And what is obedience? Obedience is all about following a strategy, being reinforced, being told to follow a particular category, a particular law in a society. It's more about a command. So what are the four areas we're looking into focus? We have the selective, the divided, the sustained, and executive focus. What's the selective focus? These are an individual to select, to focus on a particular input. E.g., having a conversation in a crowded environment. Let's say, for example, you go out with your friends and you're surrounded in a very noisy area, and your friend is trying to say something to you, to discuss something with you. You don't pay attention to the environment. Your focus is on your friend and what he or she is saying to you. That is selective attention, selective focus. So, with focus and obedience, how is the relationship between them? Now, you're obeying to your friend. You're paying attention to your friend. You're following that pattern. Then if your friend says, please excuse me, let's go somewhere or very more quiet, what do? You leave an environment and go somewhere quiet. Is that obedience? Of course. And why do you leave that place? Because of focus, or selective focus. So we'll talk about the divided attention. This is where you talk about two areas of tasks where there is one thing you're doing and doing another thing. For example, if you're driving and your friend calls you, pick the call. If you are attending to a client to someone and another person walks in and you keep on discussing the person, that's divided attention. So now, where does obedience and divided attention comes into place? Because you believe, you know about your strength, then you try to obey, you try to focus, you try to give in your best to both parties. Do you think that's relevant at that moment? Do you think you're obeying to their demands? Or you're not? Another area to talk about sustains attention. It's the ability to maintain attention, focus, and a repeated presentation. Let me repeat again. It's the ability to maintain focus. It's the ability to maintain attentional focus on something repeatedly. What's that? You're studying. Either you are doing a presentation. Either you're doing something that is continuous. Maybe like your job. That's all about sustainability, all about focus. So are you obeying to that or not? Are you being obedient to that task or not? So sustained attention is something that we pay allegiance to. We are so focused and it's continuous. It doesn't stop. It's continuous. So are you obeying to that or not? Are you obedient to that or not? Another area I'll talk about the executive attention. It's all about the concentration of an individual's capacity to pay attention to something and ignore the rest. A glaring example we'll talk about here is if you are in a setting, you're in a conference, you're attending a talk, and your focus, your attention is to what the person is saying. You're not being affected by the environment. If the baby is crying, if there's someone walking in and going out, you are not focused on that. You ignore that. You ignore that distraction. You ignore that attention, and you just focus on the person talking to you. Another example I'll talk to you right now is me talking to you. Maybe you're doing something. And maybe you're somewhere. Because I'm talking to you, you want to focus. You want to pay attention. That's the executive attention. Talk about executive focus you're talking about. So today we spoke about the selective, the divided, the sustained, and executive attention. Do you think you are being obedient to that or not? We are obedient to something maybe out of fear or out of conformity, just to say I did it, just to say I attended that conference. But if you think about its benefits, how does it shift your mind? How does it make you to be a better person? How does it improve your mental thinking? Are you making use of your mental ability, capabilities? Or you are ignoring them? So if you're obedient to something, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to see? What are you trying to protect? What are you trying to prevent? What are you trying to respond to? These are things we have to always categorize when we are obedient to something, when we are trying to picture out something. Are you reasoning? Are you protecting your identity? Is there a lineage? Are you being a leader or a follower? And before obedience, there is focus. How is your focus? Is it selective focus? Is it divided focus? Is it sustained focus? Or is it executive focus? So it's all in you. So thank you so much for those who joined us today. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your efforts. And do your best or support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Pauline Gongan. Follow me on Instagram, Pauline Gongan, for your daily quotes. And on Facebook, like our videos, share our videos, ask questions. And until then, do the right thing, stay at the right place. If there's more than you, walk away. Life is full of lots of opportunities. Don't limit yourself with your present environment or with your present situation. When one door closes, obviously another opens. You fail today, you're not a failure. All what you need is just to learn more skills, more knowledge, ask questions, research more, and one day you will get it right. And when you get it right, don't be comfortable for so long. Do you know why? Gradually you will lose your focus. And they say, we die just once. No, we die every day. And still yet we make the best out of it. And to win, there's nothing to offer again before you should give up. But if you know you're still alive, you got strength, you got food, you got a house, you got people to love you, never give up on yourself. Keep pushing harder and things will go on. And before you're obedient to something, make sure you select your focus and your attention. Wish you all a lovely weekend. And until then, this is Pauline Gongan.